And welcome back. I'm on to the 15th of February, further maths, 5 a day. And before I even zoom in, I can see there appears to be 2 questions, and I think they're going to be some quite lengthy, detailed questions. So let's just go with the first one, shall we? First question. The line below passes through the point, and they give you 2 points. The line meets the y-axis at A and the x-axis at B. M is the midpoint of A and B. Oh, wow. Okay, so it wants me to do quite a lot here. Now, the thing about these questions is these questions are about being clear about your working, because if you get it wrong or make a silly error, you're going to lose a lot of marks. Let's think about what we've got. So, well, I'm going to need the equation of a line, aren't I? Because if I've got the equation of a line, I can then work out where it crosses and find A and B. So this line, so for any line I need the gradient. So the gradient goes from minus 50 to 10, which is up 60. And it does that whilst going from minus 20 to 10, so across 30. So at least I've got a nice straightforward gradient, which means the equation of my line is going to be y equals 2x plus c. I don't know what c is, but I'm going to use, screen jumped again. I'm going to use the coordinates 10, 10. Screen keeps moving around, sorry. Let's put these numbers in. So 10 is equal to 2 times 10 plus c, which means that c must be equal to minus 10, which means the equation of my line is y is equal to 2x minus 10. Now, this is important because it means, zoom in a bit, it means I've got the equation of my line, which means I can say, now I can actually show the working here, but I think it's a fair enough thing just to be able to do this by looking at the equation. If x is equal to 0, that's where the point A is, and if x equals 0, y equals minus 10, so therefore A is equal to minus 10. And similarly, if y is equal to 0, then 2x is equal to 10, which means x is equal to 5, which means b is equal to 5, 0. Which means the midpoint of a and b is going to be 0 plus 5 over 2, and minus 10 plus 0 over 2, which is going to be 5 over 2 and minus 5. And that is the first question done. Actually, not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but a good sort of thoughtful question. Next question. Okay, I'm going to read all of this first because I think I know where this question is going. So it gives you a thing, a shape, and it tells you a perimeter, and then it's got an area, and it's going to want you to show that it understands how to get the y in terms of x using the perimeter, I would presume. Then it's going to want to substitute that into the area equation, and then I'm going to differentiate. Okay, so this is a pretty standard differentiation setup type question that you're going to see. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to decide to split it this way, I think, which means that I know 30x and 25x. So I know, I'm going to get my calculator so I don't mess this up. 25 times 30 is going to be 750x squared. And down here, I've got 50x, y as that part there. So I can actually see what my area is already, but that's not what it wants me to do. It's going to start by the perimeter. So the perimeter, I'm going to start from here. I'm going to walk around this way. So the perimeter is y plus 20x plus 25x plus 30x plus, well, I don't have that, but I can see it as another 25x plus y plus 50x. So let's collect all of these things up. So that tells me the perimeter is 2y plus, and again, I'm going to get a calculator out because you don't want to mess up easy marks. So it's 20 plus 25, that 30 is a 30x, isn't it? Plus 30 plus 25 plus 50, which is going to give me 150x. And I know from the question my perimeter is equal to 210. Now if I look about what I need 1y, and actually I can see already if I halve everything this is going to work. So let's halve this equation down here. So this implies that 1y plus 75x equals, well, half of 210 is 105. And I can see this has now worked. So it must therefore be the case that therefore y is equal to, move the 75x to the other side, 105 minus 75, write it correctly, 75x. Question done. Nice little starting question. Now, again, really typical setup here. You've worked an equation for y, and I've got an equation for the area, which you can see from above is going to be 750x squared plus 50xy. And I'm going to substitute the y from here into here. So let's do that carefully. Now, I don't have a lot of space here, so I might have to move out. So that's going to be 750x squared plus 50x times the y, which is 105 minus 75x, which is going to give me 750x squared plus, well, again, calculator time, so 50 times 105. 50 times 105 is going to be 5250. Now, at each stage, let me write this down first, have a look at what you're trying to get to. And the fact I can see the 5250 makes me happy. I'm probably doing the right thing. 50 times 75, so 50 times 75 is 3750, perhaps unsurprisingly, because when I do 5250x and then I take 750 minus 3750, I get minus 3000x squared. And that is question done. Final part of the question, use differentiation. So I have an equation for A, which means I can work out how A changes with respect to X. In other words, I can differentiate. So if I differentiate the equation I've just worked out, that's going to give me 5250 minus 2 times 3000 is 6000x. Then what I want to do, so when you use the differentiation, so I've differentiated to work out the maximum value. So I'm going to let that equal to 0. So in other words, x is going to be equal to 5250 divided by 6000, which is equal to, again, calculator, 5250 divided by 6000, which is equal to 7/8. What does it want? So use the differentiation to work out the maximum value of A. So actually we need to put that back in the area equation to work out the maximum value of A. So that's going to be 750. Actually, no, I'm going to have to use the other one, aren't I? So I'm going to use the other equation, which A is going to be 5250. I can't use the first one because I don't know the y value. So 5250 times 7/8 minus 3000 times 7/8 squared. I'm going to do that all in one go in my calculator. So 5250 times 7/8. I'm using a fraction button because that's really effective. Minus 3000 times, with brackets and fraction, 7/8 squared. And that gives me 2296.875. And I'm just going to write all of that out. So 2296.875 centimeters area squared. And that's today done. Really nice couple of questions there. We haven't had a question set up like either of those two in a while. So well done if you got both of those. Definitely worth practicing the second one if you haven't seen it before. That layout is really familiar. They do that sort of thing quite a lot. So as ever, usual thing, comments down below and do like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks all.